I was in Alberta late last year talking to the provincial government about the tar sands. Hope you don't mind if I call it that, but that's what it's always been called, as far as I know. And they were concerned because they had watched the fate of coal in Australia and saw the way that the price, coal had priced itself out of the market. And wanted to have some thoughts about what I thought about the tar sands in that regard. And I guess for fossil fuels, the world has really changed because back in the 1970s, if oil was $10 a barrel or $110 a barrel, it didn't matter, It was cheaper than $10 a barrel to extract, and there was no competition at the top end, so you could charge $110 a barrel. It was really hard for people to keep the addiction. Looking at it today, things have changed so much. I mean, if oil, the cost of oil drops to $70 a barrel, it's a massive challenge for producers because it's really expensive to dig up oil these days, particularly tar sands oil. It's just not economic at 70, maybe not even economic at $80 a barrel. And of course at $120 a barrel, you unleash fierce competition from the renewables, from energy efficiency, and from everything else. So the fossil fuel industry, although it doesn't realise it, is beginning to resemble the arterial system of a sclerotic old man. It doesn't have the flexibility yet to cope with price shocks anymore. It's got to trade within a very narrow price band, otherwise it's going to fall over. So after talking to the oil executives up in Alberta over dinner late last year and explaining what had happened to coal, there was sort of a sobered silence. And I turned to them, and there was about 30 guys around the dinner table, and said, "What do you think the biggest challenge is to the oil industry?" And this grey-looking man in a three-piece suit, kind of hadn't said anything all night, just uttered one word. He just said, "Innovation." That's the enemy, innovation. That gives me hope.